Om Jananim Sharadam Devim Ramakrishnam Jagadgurum Padapadme Tayo Shritva Pranamami Muhurmuhu. The Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna. Sri Ramakrishna is extolling the love of God, the bhakti, the devotion. Bhakti is one essential thing. Who can ever know God through reasoning? With this, in the last class, we saw we have 3 channels linking to the reality, the transcendental existence. We are in the relative existence as a part of relative existence, because body mind belongs to the Srishti, creation. It belongs to Prakriti. I have existence independent of Prakriti. All these parts, body, mind, senses, intellect, all this belongs to Prakriti. Whereas my existence, the Chaitanya, alone belongs to me. We saw Vak Parapashanti Madhyama Vaikari, through which I can go reverse by holding on to a japa, getting slowly absorbed in God and transcending the universe and going beyond, transcending the Prakriti and going beyond, to experience the ultimate reality. The other channel is the love of God, heart, by which it is manifestation of the Atman we saw, and we saw it doesn't belong to Prakriti, it is my own vehicle with which the love flows, the flow of Atman. But when it's directed to any one object of the universe, one person, it becomes narrowed down and becomes limited. So it's totally limited and never finds fulfillment. Because object to which, whether a person or material, to which I love, is passing object. It is impermanent. I love a person, is going to disappear one day. Any object, anything I love, it is going to disappear in this world. So my love remains. With all that, I myself disappear. Person may remain there, one has to part. So love remains unfulfilled. But when the same love is directed towards all, universal love it becomes. Individualized love focused on one object dies away. And when it's projected to the whole, all beings, the entire universe, the universal love, then it finds fulfillment. It starts flowing in torrents. Similarly, when it is directed to God, it is a source from where it is coming. So it finds its absolute fulfillment. When we love God, it becomes absolute and limitless. All boundaries, all dams that is put across breaks down. It flows in torrents. You see all the saints found fulfillment by loving God. Whether it is Tulsidas, Meera or Tukaram or anybody you see, how they loved God, bhakti. So this is one of my own channel. It doesn't belong to Prakriti, it is my possession. It is my own channel to the transcendental, the absolute existence. There is another intellect, buddhi. Buddhi starts reasoning. Neti, neti, not this, not this. It denies everything. Neti, neti. Not this. This is not Atman. Body is not Atman. Mind is not Atman. It goes on reasoning. Neti, neti. And what am I using in that is buddhi. But buddhi is not my property. Buddhi belongs to nature. Nature has kept buddhi in me to use it, to transcend also. It is a vehicle given by the nature which I have to return after the purpose is over. Somebody gives me a vehicle to go to certain place and come back. After coming back, I have to return that vehicle. It doesn't belong to me. Like that, buddhi belongs to Prakriti, but it can be used to take me across. I have to constantly dwell on the reality, nirantara chintana of the Brahman, the absolute existence, to the extent I deny my bodily existence. I am not body, sharira. First denial begins from the sharira. I leave everything, discard everything, my family, my relatives, my friends, my possessions. Then I begin denying myself as body. I am not sharira. Manobuddhi ankara chittani naham. Shivoham, shivoham. I start denying. Here there is tearing away. What is dear to me, I am tearing away, utilize. This process is called reasoning. Through reasoning, I am using buddhi. Buddhi is limited always. Love is not limited. Buddhi belongs to Prakriti and buddhi is limited, given to me. Like mind is limited. Mind cannot think of the infinity. Buddhi also cannot think of the infinity. Buddhi can think anything within the universe, time and space. God is beyond time and space. Through reasoning you cannot. Buddhi, by repeating thought of the divine, again and again, I am giving up all things just to keep this body alive. I go to some door and give some food to this body and go on constantly. While going with a begging bowl, taking the bhiksha, eating, at all times I am thinking of the Brahman and I am trying to identify with that Brahman. I am trying to identify with the Atman. And from scriptures, Upanishads of the Vedas, I get the understanding. What is that Atman? What is that Brahman? It goes on explaining scriptures. Upanishads, especially Vinayakanandaji of the Veda, go on explaining what is that Atman. Nirguna Nirakara, how it will be. Nirguna Nirakara cannot be conceived by mind. Anything with Akara. Akara means anything comes to mind is already has taken Akara. Suppose patriotism. When I say patriotism, there is nothing patriotism, one object is not there, a form. But I can understand what it is. It has taken form already in my mind. In English we have to use the term form only. Though if form won't be there, we have to use it. God came in the form of air. God came, air doesn't have form at all. But I could feel the touch of God. So when we say in the form of air, the form is not there, but still I can conceive what is, I can feel. Air blows and I understand, I feel. I am not able to see, but I can experience it. So it is like that, the formless I cannot conceive. There is no form, there is no rupa, there is no guna. Nirguna, nirakara cannot be conceived by mind. Mind cannot reach. It is finite. It cannot contain infinite. Sri Ramakrishna asks, can a vessel which contains 4 liters of water or milk, can it contain 10 liters? No. Can a glass contain whole ocean? No. That much water alone of the ocean it can contain. It can understand what is ocean, it can fill itself and show. This is water, I don't know how much water is there in the ocean. I cannot understand what is ocean. The glass is this much. Finite cannot understand what is infinite. So intellect also cannot. But constantly agitating, mind and intellect has got unique nature to get that form of the what you think. I think of a motorcycle, then mind has taken the form of motorcycle. Somebody says there was storm and a tree fell. Mind has taken the form of the storm blowing and tree falling. It has already conceived. Mind has taken that form. I understand what he says. So mind takes the form, intellect takes the form of what way vritti is coming. It's called manasika vritti. That's why it's called vritti. It is taking the form vartate, vritti, vrit. It becomes mind is taking that form. When I say glass, when I think of glass, mind has taken the form of glass and presenting itself. How a mobile works, how a motorcycle works, immediately you will understand. Mind is taking the form of the motorcycle, its engine, its movements. How clearly mind is taking the forms, you see. But it cannot take the form of the absolute, ananta, because mind itself is santa. It is having an end, it is limited, it is unlimited. It cannot contain the unlimited. But it tries to take that form. Because what you think, it has to take that form. I go on thinking, oh, it doesn't have any rupa. What is that thing, what is called without rupa? Arupa, what could it be? I go on cogitating. Nirguna, guna, nirakara, nirguna. There is no qualities. Everything has a quality. Cloth has a quality to cover. Water has a quality. It is going to wet. Air has quality to dry. Every object has a quality. Hardness of the iron, softness of butter. These are all qualities. There cannot be an object without any quality. Qualityless, nirguna. Guna is not there, but it is an object. Very difficult to conceive. Nirguna, nirakara. Without form and without. But we go on thinking, desha kala rahita. There is no time. Timeless existence. To some extent we can understand timeless existence through the deep sleep experience. When I am in deep sleep, there was no time. Timeless. Spaceless existence. Space is no space, it is existing. How does a thing without space, mind cannot conceive? But it goes on expanding. Oh, this much is space. Space, unlimited. I think of vast space, but there is limitation. Vast is the end. But endless, how far you can stretch your mind? Ananta. So it doesn't have form, it doesn't have qualities, and it has no limits. Ananta. So when it becomes unlimited, mind fails. It tries to become Ananta. It wants to think what is that Ananta. Trying to bring that vritti. When I say glass, it appears mind is taking the vritti of a glass. When I think of the Brahman, it tries to become infinite, infinite, vast, vast, vast. It's called Brahmakara. The vritti is taking the form of the Brahman. It is taking infinite. There is no part in it. It's akhanda. Everything in this universe is khanda, pieces. Every object has a form. And it's akhanda. It has no, like space. Space is akhanda, you cannot cut it. Akhanda. So beyond space, space has qualities. It can accommodate other things. But their quality also is not there. Form also is not there. And it is unlimited. Trying to think that, bring that vritti of the unlimited without form, the mind tries to become Brahman. And it is called akhandakara vritti. Akhandakara vritti. Mind takes the akhandakara vritti to dissolve itself. Suddenly disappears, mind disappears, trying to become that, and the reality shines forth. This is the process of reasoning. So Sri Ramakrishna, he gives the example of salt doll trying to find the depth of the ocean. Who will find out the depth of the ocean? Then finally one salt doll said, I will find out the depth of the ocean. Nothing else was ready to go. And it jumped into the water. And as he was going to deeper, deeper, it disappeared. It is soluble in water. So who is there to? Mind and intellect. When they start entering into Brahman, taking the buddhi is getting charged with Brahmanhood. It's becoming just like iron, heated iron. Is gone heating it, iron, it becomes red hot. It loses all the property of the iron. It is no more iron. Iron ball, when it is heated red hot, it is fire. It has lost all the property of the iron. It is now fire. It is a ball of fire. Like that, buddhi thinking of the Brahman loses the prakriti-hood. It loses its prakritika guna. It loses, just like iron has lost its iron qualities of hardness, this, that and all. The buddhi thinking of the Brahman becomes aprakrita vastu. Prakriti, it loses all the property of the nature and becomes like Brahman. That can enter into Brahman, but as it goes, it dissolves. As it goes into the Absolute, it starts dissolving away like salt water. Then what remains? Who will tell? That much of God alone we can understand. After my existence becomes one with it. There is no duality. How much of God can you understand? Sri Ramakrishna is saying through reasoning, but love. Through love, Atman is measuring the Atman. It is not buddhi, it is not prakriti. The self is real. The subjective manifestation of Brahman is Atman, and its subjective manifestation of the Atman is love. Brahman is expressing through Jiva as Atman. The Atman is expressing into the relative existence as the love. So this love is Atman trying to measure what is God. It can measure. But anything of the nature cannot. So, bhakti is one essential thing. Who can ever know God through reasoning? Now we understand why Sri Ramakrishna is saying, who can know God through reasoning? Because reasoning pertains to intellect and mind, and they belong to Prakriti, and Prakriti cannot enter into the transcendental realm. It has limitation. I want love of God. Sri Ramakrishna used to say, love of God takes you to the inner apartments where you are not permitted to go. All guests, they are allowed till one place. They cannot enter into the inner apartments. But some are allowed inside the inner apartments. They belong to the kingly family. King's palace, there is Antapura, and Antapura nobody can enter except the king's family people. Like that, love is your own. It's your own person, as if it can easily enter the inner apartments. It is your child, your product. Your child can enter your Antapura, the inner apartments. He is not a foreigner child. Love is manifestation of Atman, it can go back to the Antapura. So Sri Ramakrishna used to say, it enters into the inner apartments of God, to know deeper aspects of God intimately. Love God, realize Him, then He will tell you what He is and how much He is. Through love, easiest path, because there is no tearing away, there is no something to be thrown away, discarded. So love is natural, and then love is smooth, happy, joyful journey to the eternal. What do I care about knowing His infinite glories? Ananta Kalyana, Guna Paripurna. What do I want? If I love Him and if He loves me, it is sufficient. A person who loves another, he doesn't see his glories, whether he is President of India or what is that person, how much wealth he has got. No. I love that person. The love is independent of all the glories. So I don't care what God is if I love. He is the Lord of the universe. He resides in the all hearts. Well, it's good. It's all for you who has not realized, who doesn't love. When love starts, he doesn't look at the Aishwarya of the Lord, the Lordship of the Lord. He treats him just like a person. You can see all saints. God was a personal God who belongs to Him and Him alone. What do I care knowing about His infinite glory? One bottle of wine makes me drunk. What do I care of knowing how many gallons are there in the grog shop? Little drink will make him unconscious and fall down. What is the need to find out how much, how many gallons of wine is there in the grog shop? One jar of water is enough to quench my thirst. I don't need to know how amount of water on this earth. 3/4 of the earth is water, they say. And why should I know how much of little water is sufficient for my whole life? Little water I need. 3 bottles a day. This is the one clear understanding that the purpose of human life is to realize God. Time is short, journey is long. Try to avoid things In love, what happens is, mind will not run here, there. The object of love, if you love some person, it doesn't go away from that person, mind. Whatever you love, love a cat, love a dog, love a animal, it is, you are not able to part from it. And it doesn't entertain any other thoughts. It is, object of love is such a thing, it captures your heart, arrests and keeps it with that. So running about here, there, searching and all doesn't come into picture. Love is what binds the heart to the object of love. So you need not how to concentrate on God, how to avoid other thoughts coming. All is happening because you don't love God. Once you start loving God, all problems end there. No obstructions, no deviations, no diversions. So, I do not care to amount of water on the earth. Sri Ramakrishna arrived, he was at the Manmohan's house. Now he is coming. Sri Ramakrishna arrived at the Surendra's house. Wherever they go, you see, they are light. They remove the darkness. This is the one thing that we have to cultivate in our life, not to speak of anything other than spiritual matters. Today morning I was requesting, I was there in the Sharda Foundation with the inmates there. Inmates means ashramites there. I was requesting, don't discuss anything, there is no need. Go on, or if you want to talk about God and spiritual matters. There must be one person who constantly speak about spiritual matters alone. Time will go away, waste. The moment you see anything in this world, your time is going away without any progress. It is diversion, it is digression, it is taking you away from. That much time is gone, and the involvement to bring back is very difficult. Sri Ramakrishna never entertained any thought other than. And you have to talk some things of the necessity, what food to prepare today, what things we can, what things are to be bought. All these are parts of the inevitable parts of the day-to-day life. Have that. And then to remain united, feel some joy, relaxations. Look at the garden, tell about which is not going to harm you. Look how many beautiful flowers are there. See, such and such a person planted that plant, now it is giving so much of flowers. Every day that flowers go to for worship. Look at the great thing that person has done by planting it. It is a spiritual progress. Again come to the spiritual. See everything, talk to each other, common things also, but with spiritual basis and spiritual end. Then you will see that you are constantly on the progress towards the divine. There is no obstruction, there is smooth going. Now tabla class is going on, sitar class is going on, harmonium class is going on, music class is going on. How to spiritualize it and get maximum. I must learn also, and I must progress in my spiritual life also. Associate everything with the divine. Look at the tabla as divine, how it is making sound. Dead matter, skin of an animal, how it is making sound. What must be a great thing that the animal must have done in its one of the lives, that it has become, its skin is used here in the tabla, being played in the shrine. Blessed is that animal whose skin was used here. So how to link it to the divine, how to enlarge your spiritual awareness of the spirit. Om Niranjanam Nityamanantarupam Bhaktanukampa Dhritavigraham Vai Ishavataram Parameshamidhyam Tam Ramakrishnam Shirasa Namamaha.